Hey everybody, welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
And I'm Tiffany.
We're going to be getting into the comics in just a second, most notably, of course, being House of X, big deal, seismic waves in the comic book industry, particularly Marvel, because it's a Marvel comic and a Marvel property, all that stuff. But before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about The Boys. Reason being is, of course, I want to thank our friends over at Amazon for sponsoring this video. They put out a boys show, which is something that if you had told me 5 years ago they were going to do, I'd be like, nope, never going to happen. It's too violent, it's too obscene, it's too everything Ennis, and yet the show exists. You can watch it right now on Amazon Prime. It's 8 episodes deep, pun intended. It is ridiculous and like uber violent, uber everything you'd expect from an Ennis book, but it's from Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, who also produced / adapted Preacher, which is something that I was not a big fan of, the Preacher series, the Preacher show versus the comic. Right. It's the inverse for me on this one, where I was not a big fan of the comic, but I am more of a fan of the show.
Okay.
And it's because of the highlights that those two managed to elicit. What they did was they adapted it and they reinterpreted it, which is something that I didn't want for Preacher, but I totally wanted for The Boys, and they managed to do it. So I'm actually really impressed and excited about this show, and I think you should check it out if you're not already on board. If you haven't already watched it, you can watch the first 8 episodes right now on Amazon. Go in the description below this video and grab a link to check it out.
Yeah.
But it's really fun. I've seen at least 2 episodes of the show, and I have to say, like, I really dig Quaid's performance as Huey. I really, really love Anthony Starr's Homelander. He is like haunting and also charismatic at the same time. The actors, of course, being a visual medium, they managed to infuse a lot of like character and humanity into these characters. Whereas otherwise, when I was reading the comic, it was more like angry, perverse kind of like reaction to comic books and superheroes.
Right.
Because the show, and it's more of a deconstruction that you're expecting, you're able to get that kind of meaning and understanding from it, I think, a little better.
Yeah.
Plus, Goldberg and Rogen, they're telling their own version of it, so it's not quite the same thing. It's got very similar grit, but I think it's lost a little bit of its mean-spiritedness and exchanged it for a little bit more fun, macabre humor.
Oh.
So, if you haven't already, you should check it out. Again, link in the description. Check that show out if you haven't already. Of course, The Boys is available now, 8 episodes on Amazon. So check it out.
If you have Amazon Prime,
it's already there.
You have it.
I have it right now. It's sitting in my Amazon queue.
So you might as well just go check it out. I'm like, why not?
I agree.
I'm going to.
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently you're 2 episodes ahead of me, so I gotta catch up.
But 8 episodes. I mean, like, here's the thing. Give it the first 3, then you'll be halfway done with the show, and you might as well just watch the rest of it.
I'm so in.
Yeah, right?
It's got Simon Pegg. I know he's not
he's
a
not
major character.
He's not the character he's meant to be,
but he's still in it, and I love Simon Pegg.
I know
and Carl Urban.
Yes.
So,
I forgot he didn't mention that Carl Urban's in it, and I support any property that Carl Urban says yes to.
Yes.
Is there something that I didn't like? I can't think of anything. Dread alone, but this is a worthy successor to the Urban legacy of favorite comic book versions of characters that Carl Urban has produced.
Right. So
Doom, that was one I think of.
I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So check it out. I mean, like, if you got the time and you want to, I would check the description, grab the link, check it out. Watch it.
Go.
So let's jump into some books, huh? That's right. This is a comic book review show. We take books from the past week, recap, review them, let you know what we thought about them, and then give you recommendations of books that are coming out this week that we think you should pick up. But before we do that, we want to also remind you that not only was this a sponsored video, thank you very much to Amazon, but also the show is supported through the incredible people in the Super Chats. Right now, we actually did a quick transition from a MCN, that's a multi-channel network, which is, of course, a protection racket that, gives you some kind of assurances that you'll be safe in the YouTube landscape, which they can't promise. And so we left them, and as a result, no, but we lost money as a result, and so we're trying to catch up. So the Super Chats do help us out. This is in no way a shakedown, nor is it a request. As you can see,
it's just an excellent usage of quotes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's practically a thesis paper.
I'm loving it.
An air thesis paper.
Yes.
But so anyway, if you want to contribute to the show by organically asking a question or making a comment, feel free to use the Super Chats. We will address every single one in the show. Hi. So like these fine people, like As If Syed, who is helping us out. Thank you very much, As If. Estelthani says, "Hey, Sal."
It's Saud Althani.
Sad Althani. We've been saying it the other way because of the Purple Channel.
That's totally my fault.
I know, Saud Althani. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you
for your incredible
Oh my God.
generosity. That's very sweet of you. Hey, Sal and Tiff, how are you? Happy face. Any idea what Professor X will be like, or Powers of X, I should say? Powers of X is the second series.
Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow.
It's coming out tomorrow. Oh my God.
Okay.
No, is today Tuesday?
Oh, sorry, it's not.
I never know.
I'm
I work
ahead
from
of the
home.
day. It's
You are.
coming out on
It's coming out on Wednesday.
yeah.
But I can't wait.
It's like
yeah,
I worked
man.
2 days today,
Well,
I guess.
To answer your twofold question, one, I'm well. Thank you very much for asking. How are you?
I'm great. I'm good.
Good. I think it's... Here's the thing. House of X is so different. I mean, just look at what Hickman did when he did the New Avengers and Avengers. Basically, it'll be something like that. Like, my guess is Powers of X will be a book about something that's seemingly not connected. You know, like, I think of all the crap that was happening in Avengers and also when, like, time runs out, where it's like they had to go through time, where they're jumping through time.
Right.
And it was like, what does this have to do with the incursions and stuff? Like, very, like, it was a cog, but it was also, like, its own story about time.
Okay.
So I can imagine the Powers of X will probably be more about its own thing. Like, I could see it being like Wolverine has to form a team, and and at the end of it, they'll find out like what the meaning of Krakoa is.
They
and all that
say
stuff.
it reveals the secret past, present, and future of mutant kind,
Well, there you go.
changing the way you look at every X-Men story before and after.
Well, based on the groundbreaking status quo shift for mutants and how they are interpreting their role in the world,
Yes.
I'm not surprised in the least. And I bet it's only going to get more
I just love.
unchangeable.
I love the that sentence alone makes a big promise that we'll see if it's just a bunch of
Hype?
marketers writing something that makes
Hickman
you buy
will handle it.
or if it's actually like something that might actually like upset continuity.
Right. Oh, I think
More
it,
so.
I think it's more like it'll inform.
Ooh, there you go.
Denton
Let's set the
Films-
past too.
Yeah. Denton Films, love you guys. Have money before I go back to university. Thank you very much,
Thank
Denton.
you, Denton.
Have a good time at university. Adam Asamoah first. The boys. Carl Urban is a national treasure. I agree.
Absolutely.
Carl Urban is a national treasure.
He is.
To New Zealand. He's not ours.
It's okay.
But he can be an honorary, whatever
Yeah.
your nationality is that you like.
Yes.
Amazing Zero. It's boys without teeth, but it's fine. That's what I want. I want it to be less gross.
It could just be that like this first season
They're trying to like not blow like everything away.
they're
They're
just
not-
like, here, hang on, let's
let's ease them into it before we do like
yeah.
what Ennis has done. Jordan, going to Boston Comic-Con? No, but thank you very much for the invitation. I've been thinking about going to Terrificon, but probably not. We'll see. I know we definitely got to go to Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Can Sav Productions, quick question, Homecoming or Far From Home? I felt like Homecoming was more solid, but seeing Peter grow in Far From Home was awesome. Yeah, I gotta say, like, I love Homecoming, and I've seen Far From Home more times in the theaters, so I don't know. I think they both... It's not quite the same thing as, like, a sequel, where it was like, it takes the thing that you saw last time and blows your mind with some other... You know, like Spider-Man 1 and 2. Spider-Man 1, boom, you get Spider-Man... and the purest distillation thereof. Spider-Man 2, up the ante, raise the stakes, inform the characters. Far From Home was more like, here's more of that. Like,
Yeah.
and the characters are deepened only because, like, they're literally just, they keep going.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel like a sequel so much as it felt like a continuation, which is, of course, part of the Marvel formula.
Right, and honestly, for me, it's funny because it's like I feel like with the MCU we're in an age where it's like yes, they are sequels, and like
Right.
some of them are more pure sequels, like Iron Man and Iron Man 2. That was a sequel.
That felt like an Iron Man 2.
But now that like things have started crossing over and they've had Avengers and Endgame and all that stuff, it's less a sequel and more a reaction to what has happened.
Yeah.
And so like it's hard to like I don't know.
Right, well,
It's
Spider-Man's-
hard to think of them in that sense.
Spider-Man has appeared in more not Spider-Man movies than Spider-Man movies.
Right.
In this universe.
But that
so,
that said, I don't know. Homecoming was like, oh my gosh, we're getting Spider-Man,
yeah.
and Far From Home was like, just charming.
Right. Adam Asamoah, since we're doing X-Men, are you guys our new gods now? I think so. I think they're making a New Gods reference. I think that I think Hickman's gonna pull the rug out from under us, but we'll
Also,
see.
maybe we are.
Yeah, maybe we are. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
this is
Dibs on Orion, I guess.
really.
Why not? He's got that fun chair you can ride around in.
He's also a dick.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be a new god. I'm just going for Barda. She's
Right?
not even part of it. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Eddie Eckenberg, House of X, what a shit show. Hickman at his Hickmaniest. Well, this will probably overly complicated and drawn out again. It doesn't feel nearly as complicated as Avengers. I think Hickman got a lot of the Hickman stuff out of his system while also still maintaining the stuff you want or that people want from Hickman.
Yeah.
You know, did I want what Hickman was doing in Avengers? No. Do I care about Hickman flipping the table over in X-Men? Yes, I'm down. Knock yourself out. So I'm up for it. But I've not heard anyone really that critical of the run. But like, if you don't like Hickman, you're not going to be like, oh, this is cool. It's it's basically just a David Cockrum run. No, like it would not be that in any way.
Okay.
So let's talk about some comics.
Let's do it.
First up, let's talk about Batman: Curse of the White Knight. Because why wouldn't we? Holy crap, that book came out.
Yes, it did. I did not see that coming.
No, I thought we'd give it to him. You know, give you something that you'd like want to see.
Exactly.
Something that you really want to sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
Curse of the White Knight, of course. The whole damn thing is done by Sean Gordon Murphy.
Yeah.
The sequel to Batman: White Knight.
Yes.
White Knight.
Yes.
This book got me. I'm in.
Really?
I loved it. And here's the thing. I'll let you say your piece in a second based on your incredulity. But I am not... Like Deceased, this is an Elseworld story. Or a Black Label story. But that being said, because it is an Elseworld story, you could do whatever you want. And I really don't care. I'm not like, oh no, you've ruined the sanctity of White Knight of the White Knightiverse. Like, no, I don't care. Like, do whatever you want.
Right.
And the interpretations thereof, the character designs, the ideas behind it, like the legacy of the Wayne family, the establishment of the Arkhams, what it means for Joker. I'm in. Like, I just think it's a little fun. It's not. I wouldn't call it a mystery per se, but I would call it like just a fun romp, where Sean Murphy just takes all the Batman figures and does something else with them.
Yeah. No, my incredulity, I didn't expect you to enjoy it.
Oh, really? Because it just messes around so much?
Well, also because of the reveal. Well, not like barely the reveal.
Which reveal?
Of like it being like, John Paul Valley.
Oh, here's the thing. Yeah, did I hate Jean Paul Valley when he showed up? Yeah. Did he come out of friggin' left field? Totally. We only get a few issues of this book. He has to come out of left field, and he see, when they created Jean Paul Valley, they didn't know what the hell they were going to do with him, besides make him Azrael and have him look awesome.
Right.
After that, and after he looked awesome, there was no place for him to go.
Yeah.
So naturally, they turned him into a Batman Spawn allegory. With this, Murphy had the idea. So he's going to use Jean Paul Valley, and he knows that, like, Jean Paul Valley is, like, 8 people's favorite Batman. So, like...
I will say, my critique of him, he doesn't have nearly enough knives on him.
No.
He's not very sharp at all.
Batman has a knife, though, curiously enough, in his utility belt.
You know what's funny? This time around, I was very acutely aware of Batman's costume in this.
Yeah, it's very much like...
It's like, do I like this?
Yeah, right? I'm in the same boat, where I'm like, I don't know if I like this, but also because Batman seemingly in the White Knight-verse is, like, secondary to every other character in this series.
Apparently.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, meanwhile, I really liked the Batman-Gordon relationship.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Post everything, I liked them detecting together.
Yes, and they really did, as opposed to, like, normal.
Yeah, like they both were, like, picking up on clues, checking things out.
Mm-hmm.
Gordon doesn't like small spaces.
No, that was a fun little character realization.
Yeah.
This is a page I just wanted to share with you because, like, we can't fill the whole thing, but, like, just as an example, this page was so well executed.
Yes.
And I loved it so much. Mm-hmm. It felt like, when I was reading it, it felt like he was actually in the room because of how well captured this was. Like, how real this felt, despite it being hyper stylized.
Right.
Joker's posture, the way the clothing falls on him, his feet on the desk's portrayal. Like, it feels like this book must have taken Murphy, like, 2 years to draw. Because of how much detail and how much, like, actual effort went into the line art and the composition of the characters.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was aware, like you, of the art in this book.
Yeah.
and I really, really enjoyed it.
I'm so thrown off by your enjoyment of this book. I don't know what to say.
Right. I'm sorry.
I did not see this coming.
It's just cool. It's just purely cool. And, like, I'm intrigued because here's the thing. The mystery, it's not like a Hickman mystery where I gotta read every book he's ever written to get it on. This is just like, there's legacies of... Batman's been fighting the Joker since 1680. Right? Like, that's the idea. And so there's some kind... I'm in.
So, meanwhile, I'm like, vampires. Red Rain.
Oh, no.
We're getting an homage.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Murphy loves Batman and put, like... Remember that Joker sequence from the last book where he put, like, every single piece of pop culture paraphernalia that Batman could ever have his logo emblazoned on?
Yeah.
Yeah, Murphy's read it, loves it, and is making a reference to it. I mean, like, that image of the castle... of Arkham Manor in 1685, which is clearly Wayne Manor.
Yeah.
Like, the Waynes took it from the Arkhams, and it's got a blood red sky. Like, yeah, no, they want you to think Red Rain.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. I was like, oh, vampires.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm on board for vampires.
I've like never heard you say that ever.
No.
This is
It's just a cool
this
Batman
is
story.
blowing my mind.
I love the swashbuckling Wayne character.
Yeah.
I love the Bat Whip. The whip made of bat leather.
Yes, the Simon Belmont.
He's the Simon Batmont. I love it, and the only thing that I could say, if there's one critique, is like, I was like, oh no, I hope Azrael doesn't detract from this really cool adventure about this like old Wayne character. But like, I know he's gonna be intrinsically connected.
I guess, yeah,
So
they're doing a lot here with all of this. So,
yeah.
So,
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it prior to our conversation, and now I don't know anymore because you truly enjoyed it. Now I'm like, did I enjoy it that much? I don't even know anymore.
But yeah,
happening?
The story, really quick, is just that Joker escapes, and Batman is thinking about retirement / like revealing his identity.
Yeah, and Joker escapes by like literally being like not escaping.
No,
like, promising the like warden of Arkham something.
And I love that Batman Gordon sniff it out immediately.
Yeah, they're like,
So you're thinking the warden's on the inside? Yeah.
I love like this like Law and Order moment between the two of them.
Oh, where they're both detecting?
Well, no, I mean like when they're talking about the warden and like Gordon's like, you think you can get it out of him before he lawyers up, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I do.
I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah. No, this is the relationship between Gordon and Batman that I and you hunger for.
Yes.
I was worried it was going to be tarnished because of what happened in the fallout of White Knight.
Right.
But I like that he was like, no. Also, there's also the established trust. At the end of White Knight, Batman reveals his identity to Gordon. And so, like, Gordon's more willing to be like, yeah, let's do this, Bruce.
Yeah. I mean, Batman. Damn it.
Oh, you should not have told me.
I cannot keep a secret.
I'm an alcoholic. I'm sorry. You didn't know that about me.
I did.
Yeah. And you told me anyway? That's on you. Anyway, Batman Curse of the White Knight, #1. Pick it up. It's in stores now. It's great. Buy it.
Wow. I think we should just end the show now.
Hell no. We got more. We at the very least have more super chats, like Rusky9110, who says, now that Marvel's done cutting off its own nose despite its face, you think the X-Men can get back to their former glory? No. But I think X-Men can carve out some new place for themselves.
Hold up. I think they can.
Yeah, you think?
When they bring back the X-Men animated series,
Disney Plus. I hope. I pitched this a while back where I'm like, hey, Disney Plus, you should have a Marvel section in your app, and it's everything. Like the crappy Fantastic Four cartoon, the 60s Fantastic Four cartoon, the X-Men Pride of the X-Men movie, the X-Men animated series, X-Men Evolution, all of it. Like everything.
Too, but then just get the band back together.
Right,
as much as you can.
As much as you can. And you know what? Like, get Paul Dini in there, too.
It's fine. You can update some stuff. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
We'll see how Marvel Disney's animation is with the Disney Plus series What If. If they can do it well, then it shows that not only that they're cheapskates and they're just screwing around with their horrible Disney XD shows, but also that maybe they're willing, and if more people watch it, to make good Marvel animated properties.
Right.
I mean, X-Men animated series from 92 is easily the most recognizable iteration of the X-Men, bar none.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, there's a lot of hardcore X-Men fans out there who'd be like, no, the Claremont Jim Lee X-Men. That sold a lot of copies from speculators. The X-Men animated series got more people aware of what X-Men was.
Yeah.
And fundamentally accurately,
Yeah.
I might add,
Yeah.
than any other version of the X-Men.
I agree.
Which that's so important and so useful, like, you should not ignore it.
No, it's true.
Although the X-Men 92 series do not sell well. Like when they did X-Men 92 for Secret Wars and when they continued it, obviously. And X-Men Adventures back in the 90s.
Well, there's something to be said about like labeling it something like that.
Yeah, like X-Men, that show you liked.
Yeah, it's like, thanks. No,
That's not the
I
same
get
thing.
it. This doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mr. Roboto, Scar being a legacy and Bucky being Cap, why dump plot? I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry. Scar is the son of Hulk.
Yeah.
He's a legacy character. Bucky
Yep.
being Cap, I have no idea. But I will say, I dig legacy characters, and I think that there's a place for them.
Right.
Langley M. Neely says, have you heard Marvel pronounce it powers of 10, no X? I have heard that, and I reject it.
Is it the House of 10?
No, yeah, it's not, but it's not. It is straight up not, unless it is.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, let's start searching for 10s. Let's look over that first issue and find all the 10s. What's the imagery there?
This issue of X-Men is brought to you today by the number 10!
And the letter X. Or the number X.
Whatever you want to do.
Michael Edwards says, with the Joker movie essentially being an Elseworlds story, would you like an Elseworlds logo to appear before the movie as part of the DC logo? I think as it stands, that movie's gonna not do very well, and it'll confuse the crap out of people. I think putting an Elseworlds thing will make it even more confusing. I think the smartest thing for them to do with that Joker movie is to distance themselves entirely from it.
I feel like they shouldn't put the opening that they have.
That cartoon thing with all the characters still Don't do that.
Like, they should almost make it its own Black Label thing without calling it that.
Yeah, just say DC.
And you could even do the round thing where it like peels off or something like that.
I
Where it's
know,
like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, for us comic book fans, we know it's like a Black Label book. It's
Right.
not in continuity. But for everybody else, like, ooh, that's just dramatic and edgy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that it needs to be like, just put DC along with the other like producers of the movie, like where it says like Warner Brothers and it says DC, and then just move forward. Mm-hmm. And Rusky says Sal could give Dr. Evil a lesson in air quotes. In air quotes.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. What's a book that you read this week that you were excited to talk about? I mean, I could just really quick go over Spider-Man.
That's the if I wasn't ready.
Well, Amazing Spider-Man number 26 came out from Spencer and Walker.
Yeah.
This establishes a female team of superior foes of Spider-Man, and it's cute. Like, it's a fun idea. Beetle from Spencer's other run of superior foes forms a team of super villainesses who are like,
I think they can just be villains.
yeah, well, but I'm just further establishing that like it's a team of only women. They try to recruit the new Electro, and she's like, that sucks. I only got into this to like get revenge and make money for myself.
Right.
The team that she has made is a lot of fun. It includes, unfortunately, White Rabbit, who I hate, but it also has Scorpia, who we made fun of back in the Black Cat Spider-Man Evil Dead Men Do episode.
Right.
They also included Trapster, a new version of Trapster.
Yeah.
This one is still trying to work on her brand. And also the female Dr. Octopus from the 90s. That's right, Seward Trainer's daughter, Lady Octopus.
That's cool.
I was like, great use of these characters. Good idea.
Also, like, brilliant because, like, most people just assume that that's the chick from Spider-Verse.
Right. Well, also, like, why wouldn't you use that character anyway? Like, because there was such a like visceral reaction to how like cool and interesting that character was, that version of her. Why not do that? Especially because there is no Dr. Octopus right now. So they shouldn't call her Lady Octopus. It should just be straight up Dr. Octopus. So
does she have her doctorate?
I don't know. I assume she does. I don't remember. It's been a while. If she does, it might be in virtual reality, so it's not worth the paper it's printed on. If it's even printed on paper, because it maybe was a virtual degree.
Right.
Either way, the whole rest of the issue is about how Boomerang, former supervillain, who's also on the Kingpin shit list, is also Peter's roommate, and Peter knows who Boomerang is, and he knows that Boomerang's his roommate, but the Boomerang doesn't know that Peter is Spider-Man.
Sure.
Boomerang's trying to turn over a new leaf. He's helping out Aunt May, and he's being really cool.
Why is he still dressed like Boomerang?
Because he's like, that's his thing. Like, why does he occasionally dress like Boomerang? I'm sure there's a reason for it. I don't recall what his like justification was.
Okay.
I think it's so that when the fight breaks out at the end of that issue, he can still be dressed like Boomerang, because of course the Syndicate is after Boomerang because Boomerang, I think, humiliated Electro.
Okay.
So, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun little story. I'm excited to see where it goes. I enjoyed reading it, which is, you know, half the job of reading Spider-Man at this point. Like, if I enjoy it,
right,
then I guess we're good. Like,
yeah. Okay. Over still in Marvel, I read Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah, is this the last episode or issue?
No.
Damn.
It's number 16.
How many more? 2?
I think it's going to 20, but like the next one should be the end of this arc.
Oh.
So
well, you know what then? Maybe it is 2 because like they usually end the arc and then they have one more issue.
Yeah, maybe it's
like,
only 18.
Get your
Maybe
money.
it's only 18. When we last left Doctor Strange, Dormammu had like used his magic to like take control of Galactus, but then Galactus was like, "You're not in charge of me. I'm freaking Galactus," and he like consumes Dormammu, and like he's just eating all kinds of folk, right?
Right, in the Dark Dimension?
Everywhere.
Oh, okay.
He's like everywhere, and like basically, it's like Wade decided that he was like, "No, it's like it's like a war on science, but not like where it's like." Galactus is like science, and now he has magic within him, and so like the relationship between science and magic is flip-flopping, and it's like gonna destroy everything. And like Strange is like, everybody's gotta help me, come on guys, come on everybody.
Who's he talking to?
Everybody. So like Mephisto grabs Umar and Clea because he was working with Dormammu, and then like as soon as like shit hits the fan, Mephisto's like, oh. And I'm like, first of all, wait a minute, you're
What?
not in charge of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
when is this happening?
He's back now.
And he's like, Strange is totally like, yeah, hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, no, you know, you were oh, okay, fine. But in order to get Umar and Clea back in the last issue, he made a deal with him.
With whom?
With Mephisto.
Oh.
Dr. Strange made a deal with the devil.
Hey!
And the deal is that, like, sometime in the future he may call upon Strange to do one thing for him,
my
but it can't be,
God.
like, hurt or kill anybody.
So basically, Wade just one more day Doctor Strange.
Basically, I think he just one more day Johnny Blaze.
Yes, well, because Johnny Blaze was the ruler of hell, if anyone remembers
But
that.
he will be, because he in that upcoming series he is, but I think that's how they're going to get rid of it. I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah.
So anyway, he gets them back, and then, like, Clea and Umar go to collect all their folk, like Nightmare and stuff like that, who are just like, yeah, we're in, we'll help, fine,
Sure,
whatever.
we want to be in the book, too.
And then, like, Strange goes back to Earth, where he collects his team, and, like, it's almost the team from...
Midnight Suns?
No, it's almost the team from Aaron's run. With
Oh!
So,
So Wade found some time in the last, like, 18 issues or so to read some of Aaron's
right,
run.
but he gets those guys, and he's just like, this is the greatest whatever, and, like, we're gonna go do this shit and stuff like that. And then all these other heroes show up, because it's like, no, that's...
We love Doctor Strange. Like, we're here for you.
For me, I read it like, this is Trump stuff, what we had last time. We need all the heroes.
Yes, we need Spider-Man, because what'll
I
Spider-Man
don't
do
think
against
Spider-Man's
Umar
there.
or
It's
whatever?
like... No, it's Galactus.
Oh, Galactus.
It's like Hulk and, Silver Surfer's there.
Hulk showed up?
Hulk's-
The immortal Hulk.
Hulk's there. And the Super Skrull and the wrong Valkyrie and Black Bolt.
Broomhild?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
But she's dead.
Nah, she's there.
Oh,
She's got her sword and everything.
damn it! Well, she doesn't.
Well, now she does.
Well, that doesn't make any goddamn
Fine.
sense.
It just takes place at another point in time.
Sure, Mark.
Just why not? I don't know. Black Bolt's there,
What?
and he uses his powers and everything.
Oh, and at full strength, I'm sure.
yeah. Oh, like the strongest he's ever been.
Maybe Doctor Strange opened a portal through time, and characters appeared from different iterations.
That everybody
of-
else wanted to see.
Yeah.
So, like, Umar and Clea's forces are having a hard time. Satanish is consumed by Galactus.
Oh, cool.
And, like, Doctor Strange's plan is to throw everybody at Galactus so he eats them all, and then he explodes from eating too much, basically.
That's not anything.
That's his plan.
That's literally
That's his plan.
He eats planets.
He's like, no.
There's no way that those heroes can generate more energy than the energy that it takes to destroy a planet.
Well, now no, because he ate planets, but now he has magic, too. And, like...
So he's actually more powerful and can withstand more energy.
Yeah, but no. And, like, because it's magic.
Right,
like,
and I don't have to explain that
What's
crap.
weird is, like, he contradicts himself because, like, he's just, like, Strange is like, it's weird because Galactus is at, like, an equilibrium right now where he doesn't seem to quite hunger as much.
Oh, yeah, so maybe we'll be actually better off.
But what he has done by combining science and magic is unmaking everything else. So it's just like, oh, isn't that funny? And then Galactus is always hungering anyway. And I'm like, so why did you say that?
Yeah, what?
So anyway, Strange, like, throws the Hulk at him. Like, Silver Surfer's like, Galactus, come on, man. Like, don't be like that. Like, you were never
Silver
like
Surfer's
this.
here, too?
Silver Surfer's here, too?
He's what?
Nah,
Does he have a black hand?
Nah.
Ah!
So he's there. He gets, like, wrecked. Black Bolt goes up against him. And,
Is
like...
Namor there, too?
What?
Is Namor there, too?
I don't know. Oh, you mean because the Defenders?
Yeah.
Nah. They were not that clever.
Because Valkyrie was a Defender, too.
Yeah, no. Like, Scarlet Witch is there, and, Gladiator's there.
Cool.
Black Bolt makes him like shudder for a second with the power of his voice, and then like a bunch of magic users use their powers to help strengthen Black Bolt's voice.
What?
And then he gets eaten.
Okay.
And then, and by eaten I mean crushed and then consumed.
What?
And then
That's not how he eats things.
he's like,
Literally, what? That's not.
And then Gladiator punches him in the face, and like.
So is Mark Waid like leaving Marvel, and he's just like
I-
taking a big fart in the elevator before he leaves? Like, what's
know.
happening? He's like, nobody's reading this book, so.
So like, meanwhile, Mephisto does not come to the fight. He's just like, huh.
Yeah.
What are you doing there? What are you doing, Strange? What is this plan? So then all the heroes rush Galactus and they all get eaten, and then Strange is like, okay, now's my chance. I have to use my magic moon wand.
Magic moon wand?
I shit you not.
Not the wand of Watum?
I shit you not. He has a wand that looks like
The
Sailor
moon?
Moon's crescent moon wand.
Okay.
Hang on. Let me...
Yeah.
Hold on. So they all go in. Strange is like not helping out, talking to Clea the whole time, wondering into his head if she still loves him. And then he's just like, okay, this is my plan. My plan is to sacrifice everybody, but they'll come back because when he like expels his energy, it'd be totally cool. But I have to strike at the right time, and like it might not work and whatever. And she's like, well, let me do it. Like, let me your power, and then if it doesn't work, at least you'll be here to pick up the pieces. And he's like, nah, man, that's not gonna happen. And he takes his wand and he goes flying off, and then he points it at Galactus,
The
and
way
he
that the Princess Serenity
And-
shoots Queen Beryl
and
with
then
her
he, like,
magic wand.
hopes that-
Does everyone else come around her like spirits?
I was like, if he does that, I'm so gonna give.
Now I'm
Mark
back
Waid-
in.
I'm gonna give Mark Waid a high five if he does that. He does not.
He's a moonatic.
Instead, he just thinks about Clea's love and hopes that it's enough. And then like, there's like a fuse explosion of light, and Strange is just in a white background. He's like, what have I done?
That's how the issue ends?
Yeah.
Cool. Cool stuff. Listen, here's the thing. Like, unfortunately, the comic book industry is on fire. So, like, if you don't want this stuff to happen, like, don't pre-order it. Tell your comic book store, like, to count you out, so that like they don't order these books.
So that happened.
That happened, and
That
it can't
happened.
not happen.
No, you got to see this.
Unless
thing.
you treat it like a what if book or something. Yeah, that's straight up. That's actually way worse. That looks like a Cookie Monster wand. It literally looks like a half-eaten chocolate chip cookie.
But it looks like a crescent moon.
Yeah, no, it's straight. But with like it's like the artist is like, I hate this, and like just threw like it looks like he went to like Natural Wonders, bought a like 3-dimensional moon, took a big bite out of the side of it, and then plugged a PVC pipe into it. Like the least amount of effort and work went into it. Why a moon? Is the significance of the moon? Does he throw waves? or
I
something?
honestly don't remember where that thing came from. If we've even honestly established where that came from.
Cool. Check it out. Pick it up. Not.
Don't.
Mr. Roboto says, why isn't Squirrel Girl an X-Man? She sold a great Avengers book, and why not X-Men? She's and she's a mutant. They retcon that she's not a mutant anymore, so she's not on the X-Men.
Well, maybe she will be now.
They did the GLX, the Great Lakes X-Men, because they found out they were mutants, and then it turns out like most of them weren't, especially Squirrel Girl.
I kind of love that. Like, oh.
Yeah, no, the greatest.
But like, can we still be friends?
No, and they hate them. No, the Great Lakes Avengers has always been like a big joke.
No, I mean like with each other.
Right. They shouldn't, because they're bad for each other. Hacksaw Jim Thuggin, any X-Men runs that are particularly inform House of X? No. Maybe Giant Size X-Men, because that's where that's the first appearance of the being known as Krakoa.
I was going to say possibly Secret Wars or X-Men or
Yeah,
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
By Jonathan Hickman.
Absolutely, yeah. If you read all of Jonathan Hickman's stuff, I guarantee you'll be like, I see a lot of familiar shit in here. Saddle Thani says, sorry, Doctor Strange ends at 20.
Yeah.
So there's actually more issues than we thought. Awesome.
I wonder if one of them's in. No, we just had an annual. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it is an annual. I don't know.
Eddie Eckenberg says, thoughts on Mary Jane mini they announced? I'm glad she's getting one. It's about time. I'm surprised they didn't do it back when she was, like, more popular. The Unworthy Thor, Strange gets to 20, but ends with an annual.
That was what I just said. Woohoo!
There you go. Rusky says, Doctor Strange sounds like Wade is either testing to see what he can get away with or is just done and finalizing his DC contract. I mean, like...
It feels like it. I'm like, thank you so much for taking it out on my favorite guy.
Yeah.
I'm
actually wondering, like, who edits this book? Because it might be no one.
I can tell you.
You look it up, because, like, I bet they're either... They might be, like, on 11 or 12 books, and, like, they just went, oh, Mark Waid's doing it.
Nick Lowe.
Nick Lowe's, like, a...
And the assistant editor is Danny Kazem.
Okay. Well, Nick Lowe should know better.
So, there you go.
Lucario Mew says, Mark Waid, time to pull a Bendis. Screw continuity.
Exactly.
Yeah, he is totally Bendising up.
There literally was a point where I was reading this, I was just like, okay, cool.
Okay, well, I have to finish this, but that's where we are. And Adam Asamoah says, I know Doctor Strange was something because Tiff cursed more than 5 times while explaining this. Not saying it's bad, just entertaining. Agreed.
I didn't even realize I did. Sorry, guys.
No, it's horrendous.
Sorry, guys.
I read Detective Comics, number 1008.
Okay. Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a solo story in which...
Wait, did that come out this week?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
But
really?
Still talk about it. I don't care.
Well, Batman fights the Joker at the end. I mean, like, it's literally just a one-shot story that's supposed to, like...
Do they go on a roller coaster?
Yes.
Is there a carnival and or amusement park?
Yes.
That Gotham should absolutely not have.
Yes. It's actually the same amusement park that was in The Killing Joke. Joker basically takes over that amusement park.
Again?
Gotham rebuilds it, and then he goes in there and he puts, like, Asbury Park clowns... collars on everybody, and he's like, Batman has to come to the carnival or I'm gonna kill everybody.
So I really feel like the city planner needs to be shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, well, so...
Like, I just, like, no.
I know.
Like, whoever's giving permits to rebuild things, they're just like, whatever, it's fine.
Right?
I like fun. I like the circus.
Yeah. If you want...
Oh, hey, it's one of those Luther bots.
Yeah, well, that's how it ends. It ends... We'll see how it's, like, clearly the Asbury Park
Yeah, that
clown
it is. It's,
from Weird New Jersey and everything.
Yeah, Terry?
Let us know in the comments.
That's a guess and a half right there, because I don't remember.
But, like, clearly there's a lot of Jersey references, because not only do Joker's theme park attraction New Jersey distinct Asbury Park Tilly characters themed to be after Tilly.
Yeah.
But also the next part of the story takes place in the Gotham Pine Barrens.
With the Gotham Devil.
The Gotham Devil. I can't wait for the Gotham Devil. That's a character. Boom. You just pitched a new book.
Gotham Devil.
With Batman's greatest new nemesis. It's basically just Man-Bat.
But it's like a part horse.
But part horse.
Part cow bat thing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Basically, the book sets up the fact that Mr. Freeze is going to be the main antagonist in the Year of the Villain bullshit tie-in with Batman.
That's
Detective
fine.
Comics.
I've got one of those too for you.
Oh, great. What do you have that's connected to this
Justice League Dark
thing? Oh, yay! You read that.
I did read that. How could I not read that?
Hey, really quick. Adam Grove says, y'all, hashtag saga. Just kidding. Not kidding. Yeah. I know. Tiffany talks about a saga this week on Back Issues, so keep an eye out. J-Mail helping us out very much. Thank you very much, J-Mail. And Saud Althani says, Mark Waid is doing an Invisible Woman mini. We actually reviewed it either a week or two ago.
Yeah.
And it's really boring, and who cares?
I don't know what's happening with him.
I don't know. Man, Rogue Kingdom, come!
He's done. He doesn't care.
He's been done for a while.
So I read Justice League Dark number 13. This is literally like each time that Tynan has wrapped a arc, then we get like a little palette cleanser or like kind of a wrap up.
Is that what this is?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's great, honestly.
Oh, wow.
And like it's very helpful. One of the stories was really helpful. One of the stories for me was just very like, cool, right, yes. I'm really glad they threw this in there, and honestly it was like great homage. And then the last part, like mini chapter, it was like maybe 2 pages, is that set up for the Year of the Villain.
Yeah.
Just to get the Year of the Villain thing out of the way really quickly, it's Cersei.
Oh, all right.
She's
fun.
Because, like, Luther's like, I saw what you're doing with your little, like, magic war that's coming up. By the way, there's a magic war coming up.
Yeah.
Another one, I guess. Her little witching war.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it. But Luther pitches to her. He's just like, the Justice League has their little team. They're Justice League Dark. Maybe it's time for your side to have a Legion of Doom.
Dark?
Yeah. And I'm kind of like, who's he gonna get?
Yeah.
He's gonna give her like...
Oh, he's like,
vote,
Cersei, you're in charge. Make a team.
Yeah, or he's gonna provide teammates. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see who's going to be on said team.
That's cool.
I was like, all right, neat, fine, whatever.
Why not?
Now, of course, I like the way that Tynan did it, introducing that, where he had like this opportunity to do these chapters, basically. So he's like, here's a short story, and now I'll just do this other thing. I'll just keep it in the rest of the book. Like, it's there and it's happening, but I don't have to weave it into the story I'm telling.
Sure, yeah.
The first story is like, hi, did you just finish reading The Lords of Order and all that? And were you unsure who Dr. Fate was 100%?
That's actually
'Cause,
helpful,
like, very
because no
helpful.
one is sure who Dr. Fate is.
I mean, like, I think there are a lot of, like, Dr. Fate fans out there, and they definitely know the history. But,
yeah, they
like,
all get together at the bar.
But, like,
both of them.
I don't, like, I know who Dr. Fate is to an extent, and this was really nice because it establishes what Tynan is pulling from.
Right, like, okay, because no one has actually made a comprehensive, like, because Dr. Fate's been many things over the many years.
Yes.
This is still the New 52 universe, kind of, so, like, what are we doing with Dr. Fate?
Right, and so, like, that was kind of cool. They give, like,
That's cool.
backstory to some degree. Like, basically, it's like, here's a little origin story, but, like, done in the guise of Wonder Woman is trying to get more members for Justice League Dark, basically.
Yeah,
She's
gotcha.
just like, we could use you guys. Like, she's like, I want Kent and I want, what the hell's his name? The other one. The other guy.
Oh, the other Dr. Fate?
Yeah, Khalid. I was
Yes.
like, because you just said Kazem.
I know,
with
so,
the
like,
editor,
wait.
and I was like, no, it's
not
that.
Kazem.
But basically, Kent's like, I'm never putting on the helmet again.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just not going to, because his origin is that, like, his dad was, like, had got, like, a message sent to him that he had to go find, basically, Naboo.
Yes.
Drove him crazy, got him out there, killed his dad,
Mm-hmm.
or, like, Ken ended up killing his own dad.
Mm-hmm.
Naboo shapes him into an adult and basically is with him at all times. He's just like, there's really part of me that like realizes I don't know how much of me is me anymore. And
Right.
how much isn't what he wanted me to be.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I can't put that back on.
That's fair.
And so he won't. He's like, I will help you and I will basically be a consultant for you
Right.
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then Khalid's like, I am not ready to put it on. I wielded the power of fate for a very small window of time. But like, until I can understand what it is and what Naboo is, I don't think I should put it on.
That's fair. That's cool.
So nobody is wielding.
Yeah,
the
everyone's
helmet
afraid of being
fate.
Dr. Fate.
But like Naboo's still in there and like he's mad.
That no one's wearing his helmet?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
So it's like kind of cool. The next story was the one I was the most excited for, honestly, and like it just pays such an incredible homage to Hellblazer.
Wow.
It's Zatanna goes to Constantine in the bar and she reads in the riot act about like the history he had with her dad. And that, like, she's like, I always thought all these years that, like, like, my dad died because of blah, 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 blah. And it turns out it was all orchestrated. And, like, you have to tell me what's going on. And I can't trust you anymore. But it doesn't matter because you have to help me.
Okay.
And, like, I'm going to get my information out of you, but I will never trust you again.
All right.
That kind of thing. And,
Cool.
and Constantine's like, I can't tell you everything because I'm not allowed to. Because your dad made sure to use all the kinds of magic to make sure I can't tell you certain things.
Okay.
Anything I can tell you is only what he wants you to know.
Yeah.
And so then, like, she's like, tell me something true, basically. And so he goes and he relays his, like, sort of pseudo-origin story from issue 11 of Hellblazer.
That's awesome.
And when I say they, like, go over it, I mean, like, the artist went back and literally redid panels
That's fun.
from the book, at times in different perspectives. It is such an incredible homage, and just, like, the slightest bit of, like, the darkness that is that issue in particular.
Yeah.
Because that issue in particular is very dark, and I don't think DC would be comfortable publishing everything that was within it.
Probably not, yeah.
But as a Vertigo,
Yeah.
like, how about this? As a DC book back then,
Yeah.
or a Vertigo title, they were more willing to do it.
Yeah.
This book, maybe not so
It's
much.
funny how DC used to be a company that had nothing to lose, and now they're back to that, but they're still like,
they're a
horribly
little
afraid
scared. They're a
of
little
doing
afraid.
anything. But they will make Harley Quinn say shit in apps.
Sure, but this is more like Constantine used to be part of a band, and like they were also like dabbled in like magic and stuff like
Yes.
that, and like he was like, cool, whatever, and they went to play at the Casanova Club, and they go back there because they got stiffed. They didn't
Right.
get paid for their set, so they go back, and the guy who owned the club had a little girl, and like he was the
Yeah.
kind of way you're with like with a little girl you shouldn't be,
Mm-hmm.
and like he used to like bring people over to the club and like basically have orgies and make the little girl be a part of it and stuff like that, and she didn't want to be a part of it. So what we miss in here is the part that like she summons a demon that ends up like doing all the things that they did to her to them.
Yeah.
And kills them.
Right.
And then she's like delighted and stuff like that. And then like they find the demon in the basement, and they end up like all kinds of horrible things happen with that.
Okay.
And like John's like at the time he's 19. He's like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna summon an even bigger demon. It's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna totally like rule. And like here we go. But he gets it all wrong, and he summons a demon, but he gets the wrong name, and so he has no control over it.
Yeah.
And it takes the little girl to hell, and like. Constantine's like, I'll go in her place. And he's just like, I already got you. I don't need you. But if you want to go with her, that's fine. So he decides he will walk willingly into hell.
Yeah.
Then his friends end up pulling him back out with only her arm. And like, so it's the thing that makes John go crazy.
Yeah.
And puts him in the asylum, where Zatara then takes him from there. And I'm like, that's so cool. And it's just so well done. And like, Zatanna's like, oh. I mean, still.
You're still a jerk.
You're still an asshole.
But I kind of get it now.
Yeah, a little bit.
And maybe our audience does too now. A little bit more.
But like for me, I'm like, and this is why putting John in the comics he's been in lately doesn't work.
Yeah.
And this is why making little Johnny Constantine doesn't work.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's cool. Good job on Tynan for reminding everybody why that is.
Really great deep dive, and like just so unexpected to see that art. By the way, the color palette of the book changes too to match the old
Yes, I saw that.
art. I was
that's
like,
really great.
God, it's awesome.
Yeah, how smart.
Otherwise, before we get into more books that we read thoroughly,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna mention that I did pick up the history of the Marvel Universe, and like I realized how a deep a read it was, so I was gonna hold off on finishing it up. But it's basically it's the end of everything, and it's Franklin Richards and Galactus hanging out together.
That's cool. That's also Hickman.
And it's like, here it is.
Here's what happened.
And he's just like, and Galactus is like, no, it's fine, because at the end of it, like, all that I am will rebirth the next universe, basically. Yes. And like, Franklin's like, but I don't want them to forget.
Yeah.
Right?
Aww.
And like, he's like, help me to remember the history of this universe. And it's them being able to start you from the beginning to now. So part of me is like, are you doing this to help set up some of the MCU stuff? Are you doing this to help us to establish where we are in Marvel Comics right now?
Right.
Because this is an ongoing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess I want to go back and really get more into it. But I was like, okay, this is like a real history lesson here.
Yeah, that's cool. Good. Maybe, who's it by?
I honestly don't remember.
Because, like, if it's by anyone with, like, worth their salt, like, if it was Al Ewing, I'd be like, well, cool, use this as, like, your template for what you can refer to.
You know who it's by?
Oh, no.
It's Mark Waid.
No! But he doesn't remember half this shit.
Maybe he was told what he had to put in. Because they are highlighting very specific events.
Instances. Okay.
Especially things that have to do with Celestials.
Okay.
And such. So I was like, all right.
All right.
But it is Waid. Take it with a grain of salt. But that being said, a lot of really cool visuals in it, because they do Johnny and Galactus in only like a cyan and a magenta.
That's cool.
Coloration, and it's just cool.
That's great.
But their interaction's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if they're indicating that like Franklin Richards. Did I say Johnny? I meant Franklin.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're indicating that Franklin Richards is meant to become the next Galactus.
Yeah.
Because like Galactus says that
Galactus becomes his herald. It's all like
no. In this history, Galactus
Yes.
says that he was the last human from the previous universe who made it through.
That's
and
true.
then
That's
he
his
was
real origin.
And so I'm wondering if this
Yeah,
is indicating
Franklin
that
will become-
Franklin is meant to become the next Galactus.
That'd be really cool. I'm down for that. J-Mail helping us out some more. Thank you very much, J-Mail, for that very generous donation. Pricey8040 says, Sal talking positively about something boys-related and Tiffany not liking a Doctor Strange book from previously good writers. What's happening?
I don't know.
Right? I don't either.
I don't know.
Saddle Thani saying, I'm just happy we have Hickman and Snyder, so I know I'll enjoy something in each house. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'm digging on Aaron. So
Right, yeah, you got Aaron, and he's doing some good stuff.
Yeah.
Daconaton says, just finished watching some Swamp Thing. Wicked sad. It's over this week. Is it? It's 8 episodes.
How many?
10 episodes?
I don't
think
think
it's 10.
you know what it is. We haven't watched the anatomy lesson yet.
No,
so
yeah.
we have 2.
Okay, cool.
I think. I think that was at episode 7, and there's episode 8.
But there were 10 episodes.
I thought there was only 8.
Either
no,
way.
I thought there was 10.
Yeah, there's 10 because it was supposed to be 13, and then they said no.
I haven't seen any more on the DC Universe app.
No. By the way, if you haven't seen Swamp Thing, I don't blame you because it's on an app that you probably don't have. But if you did have it...
Oh, no, that's right. I'm sorry. The anatomy lesson was 9.
Oh, crap.
And so then it's loose ends.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Abby.
It's
It's
the
almost
Abby
over.
Arcane Show.
With a green guy sometimes.
Every once in a while.
They spent way too much time developing Blue Devil. Oops. Who'd have thought that?
I don't know.
90210.
That being said, really dig it.
Yeah, it was still fun. I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sad too. Zayberm, will some mutants resist going to Krakoa? You bet your bottom dollar. I'm sure they will. Rusky says, DC love Wade's Doctor Strange so much. DC loves Wade's Doctor Strange so much they hired him to take over Justice League Dark. Just kidding. Yeah, that would be the worst
I'm leaving. Unless Tynion took over Strange.
Yeah, that'd be even better.
Except I really like Justice League Dark, so I don't want that.
Right? Dan Lane, Ebony Blade, Mjolnir, or the All Black? Mjolnir.
Yeah, Mjolnir. I don't need
Black Knight's dumb sword.
And I don't need Ebony Blade to be talking to me because Venom is. That's
the Venom Blade. The Ebony Blade is Black
yeah.
Knight's black sword.
Oh, sorry. I have that stuck in my
head. I know
head
because
now.
of War of the Realms.
Right, because he called it so many things.
He called it 3-4 different friggin' stupid titles.
Malekith cannot commit to branding.
I know,
right?
it's weird.
Like, look, here's
part of the
the
reason
thing.
why he lost. Ty Bees says, just sending some love. Keep up the good work. So excited for the future of X-Men. Keep doing what you do. You guys are the best. Thank you very much, Ty Bees. You're very fine as well.
Right, I would also counter with Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker, yeah.
Just cause.
Because it's pretty and cool and more gold. Algie Try, can never watch live, but still got time to send some love and some cold hard cash. Thanks a lot, Algie.
Thank you so much.
It's really nice of you. So the last book before X-Men that I have to talk about is Valkyrie, number 1 from Jason Aaron and Al Ewing. Basically, it's like the first adventure of Jane Foster as the new Valkyrie, and we're establishing like her powers, and it felt the most like a superhero comics first issue. Like, we establish Jane, we know she has some history, they establish it really, really quickly and easily. Then we see Valkyrie's new powers, or at least the scratching the surface of her new powers, and her double life. It felt like a Spider-Man comic. It was just a lot of fun.
It really was.
I think her design and her weapon is a little overly complicated.
Well,
I think her weapon's a little like it's any weapon that you need for any situation. It's the perfect weapon for the perfect situation.
Now that being said, I didn't get the opportunity to look up what it's actually called because I know it has a name.
Yes, it
Whether
does.
or not it actually has Norse.
I think it's like the all weapon or something.
No, it's like it has like a.
It has an actual.
It has a
like,
name.
Okay.
And I just didn't get a chance to look up if that actually is steeped in Norse mythology, as Aaron likes to utilize.
Yeah.
What I liked about it though is because Ewing and he both wrote it, correct?
Yes.
So I think that like it's nice to see that like some of Aaron's like desire to use lore was probably kind of diluted by Ewing's desire to tell the superhero
story. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I definitely like all of the lore that they do put into it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like her as a character. I like the question of like how much of her is being changed by the persona of Valkyrie, because she recognizes that like there is not only a body change but also a mental state change as well. We do get to see Brunhild, which I think is awesome.
She did great. Yeah. She was fun.
She's really fun. I like the sight that the Valkyrie has to be able to see the death like, orb above someone's head.
That was the most interesting.
Really cool. That's really cool. And the fact that they're giving her a villain I didn't see coming.
No, I loved the villain choice.
I just did not see that coming at all.
Yeah. Also, by the way, just really quick, we go to Valhalla and we see Broomhild like in her Valkyrie outfit, and like I really liked the way it was portrayed because she looks happy.
Yeah. Well, she's in Valhalla.
I know, but I just like that they actually did that. It wasn't sad. You know, there shouldn't be like a Jane Foster mission where she's like, I'm gonna save you. She's like, oh, hey, Jane, what are you doing here?
Well, like really, Valhalla should be like the happiest place for a warrior. Like she freaking earned this.
That's right.
So like, I think that's like cool that they, like you said, like they upholded that.
And so did Heimdall.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make it.
Sorry, Heimdall.
That really sucks.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
Heimdall's like, hey, I'm back.
Hey, I'm back. Oh wait.
Oh no.
JK.
It's fine. You get that Daredevil guy. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
He'll take care of it for a while.
And I don't know. I've Bullseye wielding the magic sword riding a Pegasus.
Something I didn't know I wanted to see, and yet here it is. Because like as soon as like he got the sword, and she mentioned how it like up their combat.
Yeah.
The combat ability.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, because that's what he needs.
Yeah, he needs an upgrade.
So and the fact that he has no death orb over him.
Yes.
Look at the horse though. What is it? Does it?
Yeah.
Just like take that down.
Right. Don't kill the last Pegasus.
No, that's sad.
Yeah. Anyway, that was fun. I recommend it.
Yeah, I do too.
Silvery Cricket says, Krakoa has been shown to be able to make duplicates in the past. Do you think these are pod people? We'll get into that. Yes. Sal Dalthani says, I think Emma's team, the Marauders, isn't with Krakoa. Works for me.
Yeah.
Deconaton says, you're the first person, or the only person that says my name right.
Nice.
I'm glad we could provide. Thank you very much.
That's all him.
Heartless Fang sending your love your way before I run back to work. Get back to work, man. Thank you very much for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Christian Barraza. Mark Buckingham on Justice League Dark was dope.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Vertigo's Fables? How about Marvel Comics 1000?
Art was great in Justice League Dark. It was just very nice. Very, very nice.
Yep. Fables is not for me.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I think it's a fun series, and I think it is kind of a gateway for a lot of comic readers.
Yep. I saw that C.B. Cebulski thinks that, or has said that Marvel 1000 will be the, like, book to break the Jim Lee 1 million comics record. He is going to be very disappointed. Kevin Kruger says, will you all ever do Miracle Man for back issues? No, but I would like to, and I think it'd be really cool. And I
read that as Mr. Miracle, and I was like, what do you mean? Oh,
yeah,
wait,
no, we're doing that.
Reread.
But
use my brain.
Yeah. But no, I don't think so. I don't think it'll do well, but I would love to because Ethan would freak out.
Yeah.
Cash Money in the Bank. I know it's last week, but did y'all read Loki? No. Loki doesn't interest me as a character enough to give him $4 a book. And Deconaton, I know you're not usually on Tom King's top fan list, but will you cover Mr. Miracle?
I liked it.
I liked it too. I'm just saying, but like you'll do the book. We're doing it on Mr. Miracle will happen on back issues.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later, but we haven't shot anything.
No.
So without any further ado, House of X #1 from Jonathan Hickman, Pepe Larraz, and whoever did the amazing colors, because they deserve a mention because of how amazing the colors are.
Yeah. That you're gonna have to look up because I don't have that up right now.
Marte Garcia.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Tiffany, before we get into like the nitty gritty, what the book's about, all that stuff, would you talk a little bit about this design stuff? All the heavy graphic design work in this book?
I think it's absolutely incredible. Tom Miller apparently was tasked with taking all of the books that are coming out currently or about
Soon.
to come out for X-Men and creating cohesive logo designs between them. My understanding is he started with developing the X itself and then tying it into all the other ones. So even ones that don't have the X necessarily in their title, parts of the X design will be within it. I think it's really cool. I know it's a departure for a lot of people because it's kind of stylized.
It's nothing like any other X-Men book you've ever seen, which is, I think, one of the mandates. It's like fully deliberate.
Right. My understanding though is for a lot of the actual like content that's within the book, a lot of the additional like scientific pages, kind of like more world building history pages.
Yep.
He developed those specifically with Hickman. Like it wasn't just Hickman send it to him, but it's like they kind of sat down together and they worked through it.
That's really cool because I gotta say, like the informational pages were vital to the enjoyment and understanding of this book.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like the heavy graphic nature of this depiction of information made it easy and fun to read.
Right.
It also, because it like looked so well executed and so professional, looks like money was spent on a really professional graphic designer.
Yeah, I mean, like if it's not your cup of tea, the style of design, that's one thing. But like what I think it says is that they cared enough to develop this. And it honestly like gives you this sense of being like a part of the book in a way. Like the book is weirdly a part of its own story.
Yeah, well,
and
the book is a piece of the universe that you're reading about.
Yeah, and like I really, really like love that, and I love the fact that like with what you said, where it was easier and more approachable to read. That's what a graphic designer is supposed to do for you, and like I think they delivered on every conceivable level.
Yeah, I agree. The kind of like info dump pages that are something where like make a thing that looks like another thing and I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, summary pages, those first pages, which are always horribly written or they always have like spelling errors for some reason.
Yep.
Which is like outrageous for the #1 comic book publisher. You still make books. They have words in them, know how they work in sequence. But moving on.
Yes.
Before we get into the nitty gritty, let's also talk about how the art is friggin' amazing.
It is like it was staggeringly lovely to a point where like I tweeted about this, but like it took me forever to get through this book.
Yeah.
Because I kept going back to look at pages. Larraz's like pencils and layouts are so incredible, and honestly like on a level I wasn't anticipating.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I've seen lots of great layouts for panels in my days. I've seen quite a few, and, like, just really tight and all that stuff. But the team they pulled together for this,
Yeah.
it is unfathomable, like, what they have accomplished with this book, in my opinion, because it's like the colorists, like, it's almost like the artists color their own work,
Right.
because it's so on point for what they're trying to do. Their usage of color to draw your eye through the panel just jives perfectly with his layouts.
Yep.
In a way I didn't expect. I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming. They use a lot of complementary colors too,
Yes.
which I think helps everything to, like, just pop, like, that much more. I like the use of the blues for, like, the foreground characters.
Yeah.
There's the fight with the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Where it's so great because you get the inverse of the scene, one right after the other. So it's like Johnny and the Thing show up, and they are these orange, bright, vibrant characters, and you have Sabretooth and Mystique, I think, in the foreground in this blue, and then immediately after that, the Thing has landed, he transitions to that blue color, and you see Sabretooth, who has the yellow in him, is now the background character. And I was like, that's really cool. Like,
No, I know.
You don't always see that kind of color layout.
No.
Early on, you see Armor.
Yes.
This red beacon in the midst of all this lush green foliage. It's just such a striking looking panel. Like, I could gush and go on about this book, like, forever. But, like, having characters look certain ways, having characters stand in certain places, just makes this book easy.
Yes. Yeah, it was... Even if you're not a Hickman fan, even if you find him obtuse or difficult to, like, penetrate his work, like, you can't deny the craftsmanship that went into the book and the level of care, effort, and, like, dare I say, love that went into bringing the X-Men back into relevancy. I'm floored by the level of, of care and work, but also I'm, like, angry and frustrated by Marvel's, like, clear ability to make something this excellent and to have been able to do it forever and how they outright just rejected that option entirely while also somehow managing to make it, like, to slip up in other ways. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you're able to accomplish this every day, why don't you? Like, especially if you look at the sales of this book. Oh, it sells great. Well, it's a top-tier artist and writer. Like, maybe if you're the number one or number two best-selling or highest-grossing comic book publisher in the world, you can afford it. Or maybe you should just drop the amount of books you're publishing so you can afford it. Because if you're selling the same amount of books but with half the titles, you're still working out okay. Especially if you take that, like, that saved revenue and put it into top-tier talent. What the hell are you doing as a publisher? That being said, this book is wonderful. So let's jump into some of the speculation, because here's the thing. I'm not going to get into what this book is about. Like, the book is about X-Men reestablishing themselves in the Marvel Universe. We don't know what's going on. We know that the X-Men are not really the X-Men. It's not really called the X-Men. It's more like they're mutants. And they are a one people. And we're getting some Genosha vibes because they're established themselves without, like, off-panel, off-screen as a sovereign nation of Krakoa. We see a little sequence where key members of giant-size X-Men, those characters who appeared in the book that Krakoa the Living Island appeared in, are planting flowers of Krakoa all across not only the Earth, but across the universe to establish doorways they can easily infiltrate, travel between. And so we know that the X-Men are willing participants, or at the very least that they're pod person equivalents are. But and that they are established, like, we live in this bioorganic world, and we are going, instead of, like, being like Magneto and being like, I have this island, it's mine, these are where my mutants are going to live, if you attack me, I'll just throw my mutant army at you, or just me. And instead they're like, why don't we give you advancements in science in exchange for sovereignty? Now, of course, for me, I tweeted about this earlier, and somebody was like, a lot of people actually thought I was being negative. I don't know why. But I said something to the effect of, like, I'm still feeling grossed out by this book, and I'm still, like, Marvel's on a precipice. It feels like the Marvel Universe is on a precipice after reading this issue. And the reason I think that is because, like, you're supposed to feel uneasy about this. Every X-Man's smiling.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that.
Something's not right.
Even Wolverine's laughing and playing with children. Something is wrong in the state of Westchester.
Yeah.
Like, in the state of Krakoa. And let me tell you, like, you're supposed to feel grossed out. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable and uneasy. Xavier in his helmet, which only until later when I saw the Scotty Young variant was I like, oh, it's Cerebro. Like, it's in a ball. It's called Cerebro. Like, why did I not think of that when I was first looking at it? Because it reminded me of other things.
Yeah.
But, like, but Professor X in a younger looking body, maybe it's Phantom X, but probably not, and his little helmet, like, smiling and, like, dancing over these birthed versions of Jean and Scott. You're like, what is happening and why is everyone so happy about it?
Yeah.
And will the human race just swallow pills from these happy people? Like, it seems like it's a complete and utter takeover of the human race. Now, of course, why would I think that? I mean, the X-Men are friendly people, except for the fact that, like, Cyclops faces off against Hickman's favorite team, the Fantastic Four.
Right.
And he's like, hey, what's going on? I'm just going to take my mutant offenders and we're going to go back to our secret door where you can't go through.
Yeah, you can't go through.
And they were like, maybe not. And he's like, tell you what, why not? Why don't you just go ahead and you keep Sabretooth and we'll call it even. All right, see you later. Hey, don't forget, your son's a mutant and he also can change the fabric of reality. Tell him to give me a call sometime. Oh yeah, that's not completely like messed up and, you know, like angry. Like it's not some secret evil thing going on.
Yeah.
But the whole thing's supposed to make you feel uneasy and uncomfortable, and it's doing an excellent job.
Right.
I mean, I foresee like when this miniseries is over, the whole thing is gonna come apart.
It could.
Like the whole thing. Like we're establishing this new hierarchy. Literally, they have a realm that no one can get to, and it's made of people who can be killed, but they have special powers and they're calling themselves gods. It's Marvel New Gods.
Yeah.
More so than the Eternals, these are the Marvel New Gods. Like, it's New Genesis and Krakoa, it's the same thing. And, like, they always came off as sinister to me as well. So, like, the whole thing. But yeah, the idea that the X-Men are putting themselves above humanity and making themselves into gods, that's not X-Men, but it will be when they fall, and everyone's like, yeah, no.
And Cap's like, hey, did you guys forget about me being Hydra Cap after
this?
Hey,
Clang. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, we did, but we didn't forget the time when you declared war on us because of hope.
Damn it.
But yeah, so what do you think of this? And what are your speculations? Because you have some interesting thoughts.
I've had two things which I think have now gotten around the internet.
They certainly...
Thorgy and I definitely agreed on two things.
Yeah.
Because he was just like, I have theories, and I was like, does it involve the following things?
Mm-hmm.
Because initially I read the book, and because my brain...
Yeah.
And you know, my love of horror, I was like, they're pod people.
Right.
It's pod people.
That the X-Men aren't even here.
No, the island has somehow gained further sentient. It created its own Professor X, which it is now basically its living avatar, and it's creating its own X-Men. And then when you bring people in,
it replaces you.
It replaces you.
Yeah.
It replaces you, and it's all just Krakoa. All the mutants that are like working there are just all Krakoa. And like it's also using those plants as like, remember in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Ego had the flowers, and he was going to, and I'm like, it's kind of like that too. Hey, we gotta.
Yeah, I'm everywhere. I gotta be everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So like that was my one thought on it.
Yeah.
Just pod people. Now, it is pretty easy to come to that conclusion, so I'm just like, maybe it's not that.
Right, if I'm meant to think that, yeah. But at the same time, like...
But I think the number one thing we're meant to think is the Maker.
Right.
Well, like, that is 100% like where Hickman wants you to be, and I don't know if he wants you to be there because he's like, I want you to be here so that you're along for the story, or I want you to be there so that you don't see the other thing coming.
Right. Like, I'm showing you a visual that says Maker so you don't see the pod person thing coming, or you throw it out of your mind.
Yeah.
The fact that everyone speaks in lower cases is very evocative of the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
No one else has done it, and when they do, it's only when the Maker's talking because he's a holdover from the Ultimate Universe.
Right.
Miles Morales notwithstanding.
Right, but like, so like, I'm having it's hard read on that one.
Yeah,
I think, because like his body type, the helmet.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to think Maker.
Like Hickman's like, okay, Pepe Le Raz, make it look like the Maker.
Right, make it look like Ultimate Reed.
Whether it be because it is,
right,
or because I'm gonna really mess with them because I used like the Maker was in Secret Wars and like and other such stories and such things.
Yeah.
It could also be a combo.
Right.
Like, where it is the Maker and he's using Krakoa to create pod people.
Yeah, this could also be his...
I'm just obsessed with pod people.
Well, it's the realization of his dream of actually... Because when Reed Richards, like, went insane in the Ultimate Universe, part of it was, like... He's like, I need to control and take over the world so that I can save it.
Yeah.
He's like, this is how I'm going to save the world. But, like, why would he care about mutants as opposed to everything else? He's also not a mutant. Like, what's that all about? The Fantastic Four reference, like, the pull of having the Fantastic Four fight a robbery, which they've never done. I mean, like, they have, but, like, that's not what they do, and it's especially not what Hickman's Fantastic Four does, is deliberate.
Yeah.
So, you know, he wants you to think Fantastic Four. Maybe it's for a red herring, or maybe it's because he's like, think Fantastic Four, go back to read my run.
Right.
But either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like...
And Krakoa itself is a question. Because Krakoa, the Living Island from Giant Size X-Men #1, of course, like, great pull, great reference, because it's like, it's when the X-Men game changed irrevocably. It's when, like, one of Xavier's greatest secrets was revealed, or at the very least kept. But that island has gone through some metamorphoses and evolutions to the point where I don't know if this island can possibly be that island.
Right.
That Krakoa, the plants and stuff, can possibly be the Krakoa that the X-Men fought.
Right.
But if that's the case, then what is this? And why are they referring to it as Krakoa? Maybe because of the lower cases.
It's the ultimate Krakoa?
It's Ultimate Krakoa.
The ultimate Krakoa!
And that the reason why they speak in lower case letters is because they're ultimate analogs.
Oh, that's interesting.
That maybe Hickman's like, the Ultimate Universe was actually this Krakoan thing. Like, the universe was a thing that was birthed, and, like, this is how it's created.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, that's...
Yeah, I mean, like, there's also... Because, like, thinking about this whole, like, powers of X,
yes,
powers of 10, or powers of whatever.
Right.
Coming out and saying how it's going to change the past, present, and future of the X-Men. I wonder if it is pod people, because, again, apparently obsessed with pod people, if they're going to say that, like, some of the X-Men throughout the like some of the stories, they're pod people.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's like Skrulls, but not.
Right.
But pod people.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And I mean, like, there's obviously just the take it for as it is that Professor X has lost his mind.
Right. Well, it also is like, maybe Professor X is just like,
I've had enough,
and I'm resurrecting everyone. Every mutant that's died.
Right.
I'm bringing them all back.
Right. Which is like, for me, I'm like, aw.
I like that.
Well, I mean, like, I'm also like, screw you, humanity, we're in charge now.
Right, yeah, no. I mean, it's not Professor X. Like, that's not the lesson.
I'm guessing it can't be. Well, because also it's bizarre.
No, I mean, it can be Professor X, but I'm saying, like,
that's not who he is.
Isolationism isn't exactly Professor X's bag.
Yeah.
Unless you're isolating yourselves on an estate with money. But, like, otherwise, like, the idea of integration was all about Professor X.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's also interesting that people aren't allowed to see him.
Yes.
You're not allowed to see him, as though, like, something will give you a tell.
Right. Yeah, anyone who knows him intimately might not want... Yeah, he would not want them near him.
Right.
But who knows? Like, it's only been one issue. But that's the really beauty part of it, is that it was only one issue, and we're getting, like, so many questions. And so, even if it's not your bag, like, you have to admit, like, it's kind of fun to talk about and speculate.
Evocative.
And it's evocative of, like, conversation. It's evoking that kind of dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's not because the writer's gone insane and it's really dumb. It's because it ain't your cup of tea, or it's because, like, you know...
You don't care about X-Men.
You don't care about X-Men.
Like, I get you. Fine, whatever.
Yeah, I don't blame you sometimes.
I like
but,
that the Cuckoos are there, too.
Yeah, the Separate Cuckoos, but not Emma Frost.
No.
She's running the Marauders, I think, so...
Yeah, so, like, I think... I'm looking forward to learning more.
Yeah, Powers of X will either deepen the mystery or be something else.
Yeah.
Just totally else.
Yeah.
Which, and I'm prepared for either.
Right. Yeah.
Final thoughts on this issue? We didn't really get a lot of, not to disrupt, but, like, we didn't get a lot of, like, deep character stuff. Like, we didn't get, like, Wolverine a great moment or anything. The only person who really got to talk the most was Magneto.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And Magneto, of course, has been saying the same shit he's been saying forever.
Right.
So, and he's ready.
Yeah.
You know, this is like, I've been waiting for this shit forever. Like, finally.
Yeah.
Chuck's on my team. I also like that if you look at the Krakoan map, there's a House of X and a House of M.
Yes.
Just
There's
like,
a lot of creepy ass shit in general
on Krakoa.
on the map.
Oh, yes.
Like the map itself is like just like there's the wild hunt.
Yeah.
And the cradle, which
Yeah,
I guess is where
Where
people are born.
Yeah.
And the carousel.
Yeah, like what?
I
I don't like that. But don't forget, they also established a new thing for humanity and
Yes.
their inventions. This was like basically a failsafe for if the mutants ever did this.
Yes.
And it's made up of a whole team of other organizations that basically don't exist anymore. And I love that they used, it's called Orcus.
Yeah.
And it's just basically like each petal is an institution that existed.
Yep.
From like armor to shield to sword
Yeah.
to hammer. I love that they pulled hammer.
I know.
Alpha Flight, great.
And aim.
And aim. And like that's, I mean, when we saw the scientists work, I'm like, oh, aim, okay.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, it's more than aim.
It's a whole bunch of fun.
And of course, a giant sentinel head, which I took to be master mold.
I did too.
And I was like, is it master mold? I hope it is.
Don't know.
Like, because,
I automatically assume that as
I was like,
so
ooh,
that's
master
funny.
mold. Okay, cool. That makes sense.
That's really funny.
So, yeah. Love it. And he's like an orbiting satellite, which, of course, like, if you think I-beams aren't going to blast out of his head and shoot up and blow up Krakoa, you got another thing coming. But anyway.
So did you have any other theories?
No, that was kind of it. Like,
Because I bombarded you with like my thoughts.
No, I mean, like, my only theory was aided by yours, which was that Krakoa is, like, ultimate Krakoa. And that, like, it's making ultimate analogs of everybody. Yeah. And that it's just, like, after a while, like, yeah, sure, like, once in a while you are going to get a Black Nick Fury, but, like, for the most part, you're going to get pretty much one-to-ones.
Right.
Or it's like, we keep trying to make Nick Fury, and he keeps coming out black. I don't understand what's going on.
Right. You know what's funny is, like, there's a part of me that doesn't want to guess.
Right. I don't want to get it right, because I don't want to be like, oh, I saw that coming.
Right.
What kind of joy is that?
I kind of just want to, like, enjoy this, like this guessing.
Yeah, where you turn the page,
game.
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, like I like that. I
Yeah.
like the mystery.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
The detecting.
Yeah. Mr. Savage, do you thoughts on Tom King writing to Adam Strange? I think it'll be exactly like Mr. Miracle.
I mean, if it's a Mr. Well, no, I was gonna say if it's a mini series. Now you said
Yeah,
Mr. As I was saying mini, I was like Mr.
Yeah. Mr. Mini?
Mr. Mini?
Miracle?
If
It's
it's a
12
mini,
issue.
then like I will probably check it out.
Yeah, it'll probably be great, because that's what he does best. Mini-series about men who are tortured and want to die, who are saved by a strong woman. So I guarantee you that'll be what this book's about.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. William Garza says, can't stay, love your work, have a great day, you too. Thank you very much,
thank
William.
you.
You too, man. Thank you very much for hanging out for the moment you were there. Silvery Cricket, what adds to the unease of House of X? Dead characters walking around.
Yeah.
Like both Zorns. It's right, both Zorns. What's that all about? I know. Like, everyone's back.
Yeah.
By the way, great idea, too, because then you can, like, wipe the slate clean and
Yeah.
get, like, a bunch of other stuff. Like,
So, by the way, with like the whole pod people thing or whatever,
Yeah.
like I love the idea that like the X-Men that we know are someplace else.
Yes.
And they cut to come back.
right, and so our X-Men will, like, triumphantly return and be like, yeah!
And a big double splash page of them like jumping in front of the sun.
Naturally, yeah. Probably punching Magneto.
Possibly, I don't know.
Or being deflected by a big orb of energy around Magneto. Drawn by Jim Lee.
And he can say, "Welcome to die" when they get to Krakoa.
I hope he does. Denton Films, Wolverine's laughing made me realize something's up.
Yeah.
Oh, and they knew it too. By the way, great. If you pick up the director's cut, you get like scripts, which are still like have black bars over them, but like
Yeah, things are redacted.
things are redacted from the script. But like, I love it because it also gives you an indication as to like what he's thinking and what he's trying to say. So it's like some of the subtlety can be like whittled away.
What I didn't love about that was I had a little mini heart attack when I looked at the page count.
Yeah, and you were like 105 pages.
I better freaking pick up the pace here. And I was like, oh.
Oh, most of it's just like
okay.
the black and white pages with the color pages. So, yeah. Cam, House of X, giving me 2000s Marvel vibes. I'm so down. Yes, if you're not familiar, new X-Men. I think this is supposed to feel like new X-Men. And let me tell you, anybody's trepidation or confusion or concerns, you heard it tenfold in
Right.
2000. So, yeah.
You know what else I hope too? I hope this doesn't get spoiled. I hope there's no leak or no book that's released that ends up giving away something.
Oh, yeah. I hope Mark Waid doesn't
Like,
write a friggin' book. Or
I just hope that like they just are able to tell this story at the pace it's meant to come out. And
Agreed.
hopefully Laraz can keep up.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's just so beautiful.
Right? Cash Money in the Bank. Thank you very much for your generous
Thank
donation.
you.
Never read any Hickman, really much X-Men coming in fresh, and I'm in after this issue. Super interested. I'm glad. That was
Yeah.
the idea. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why they did it. So I don't blame them. I'm glad that you're on board.
Yep.
Because, it means it's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saad Thani. Thank you very much. This Krakoa is the grandchild of the original one, and this one is Kid Omega Bestie. Charles is in the Phantom X body, and it's just his mind. Xavier's soul's in heaven. Okay, that's a theory, and I know I've heard some variants on that theory. Definitely the Phantom X stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Yeah, so I don't like it. I hope there's something else. I don't want it to be that. Silver Cricket, fun fact, Krakoa is immune to psychics. I mean, yeah.
Oh.
It has to be.
Yeah, right. By the way, you know how they'll defeat what's going on?
What's that?
They'll just bring in the Shadow King.
That'd be great,
if it is
actually.
Professor X, he's like, no, my legs!
Oh, no, not again! That would be amazing. I'd be okay with that. Here's the thing.
Don't
What's his
do
name?
that.
Well, Hickman, he's aware, so there's no way he won't do it.
Don't do that.
There's no way he won't make some kind of reference to it. But yeah. Good. Martin Archuleta, did you talk about Valkyrie? I like it, and I saw a lot of people who didn't. Yeah, we did, and
I liked it.
Yeah, we both liked it. Dan Lane, have ordered the Galactus issues of Doctor Strange. Good for you.
Sorry, I'm not a fan.
Sorry you wasted your money.
No, if you did, there's stories for everybody, and if you're digging this, that's great.
If you like it at the expense of the continuity of the book.
I'm not digging it. It's just not. It's not my kind of book.
Yeah.
It's not my kind of Strange.
A. Lopez, House of X, #1 ending reminding me a little of Miracle Man #16. Fair enough. I don't want to spoil either, so we'll just
there you go.
leave it at that. But thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah.
And from there, we're going to recommend some books that are coming out this week we think you should pick up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they were saying that it really is immune to psychic attacks, so.
Oh, yeah. No, it is.
Oh, there you go. I wasn't sure if you were like, wouldn't that be neat?
No. I think, no. As I recall, that's part of the reason why Professor X couldn't, get involved.
Right.
So yeah, jumping into this week's recommendations, I gotta pitch a couple of books. I believe what's it called? Death's Head #1 of 4 is coming out from Tini Howard, Kay Zama, and Nick Roche. This is a guilty pleasure for me because Death's Head is a holdover from the 90s. This is technically Death's Head 2, but nobody seems to care. So we'll just call him Death's Head. It's the one everyone remembers. Death's Head #1.
Between you and me, I didn't know what that was, and I clicked on that
Yeah.
link to see what it was, and then I immediately closed it.
Yeah, it was a holdover from an imprint called Marvel UK, where they tried way different shit.
Sure. Here's the thing. Maybe I'll dig it.
Yeah, and I think they're really establishing Death's Head in the Marvel Universe.
It's just I didn't. This is an episode of things I didn't expect Sal to say.
I'm gonna check it out. By the way, if you're a Young Avengers fan, they're gonna show up in the book.
There you go.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, if you were like, "Hey, I heard that Chip Zdarsky book, Daredevil, is really good," first volume's coming out.
Ooh.
So you can check it out and find out. Yes, it is great.
Based on that cover, he can summon birds.
Yeah. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's because Daredevil is more Batman than Batman, but and those are bats, not birds.
Are they bats?
No, they're birds. But yeah, Daredevil, Volume 1.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't already.
Right.
Tiffany, what do you got?
I'm just gonna say right now, we already mentioned it, but Powers of X or 10 or whatever it is, #1 is gonna be coming out on Wednesday. It's going to be intertwining. That's how it's described.
Sure.
With House of X. So if you dug House of X, I would say you gotta grab this because I know I'm going to just to see how much it is intertwining to make my future purchase choices.
Right. I'm seeing Shi'ar and Nimrod. So.
Well, we'll see.
Future Sentinel.
We'll see how it goes. But again, they're touting that this will reveal the secret past, present, and future of mutant kind.
Yes.
Changing the way you look at every X-Men story before and after.
I'm not familiar with. I must be familiar with R.B. Silva's art by now, but
I swear I know that name.
Yeah, I think he's done a couple of other X-Men books. Oh my God! Well, he did a variant cover.
He did a variant cover for
Monsters Unleashed.
Yeah.
Which you're a big fan of, so.
Yeah. So anyway, other than that, I'm also going to be recommending Conan.
Oh no, Conan!
#8 is coming out this week. It's just the life and death of Conan, going to be continuing another chapter in Conan's life. Looking forward to it. Not going to lie, I might have to go to the comic book store and try to get my hands on a variant that's coming out. Because Conan is going to be carnageized.
Oh, no.
By Bill Sienkiewicz.
What?
And it is a spectacular looking
That's
image.
great. sweet.
I'm
All
like,
right.
I hate doing that, but I think I have to grab it. Honestly, I gotta check it out. Conan by Jason Aaron is my #1 Conan book coming out from Marvel right now.
Yeah, Savage Sword just lost Jerry Duggan, so it's not.
Well, but it is to Jim Zub, and it's just a slightly different kind of feel.
Right.
The Savage Sword book, if you're looking to get into Conan, the Savage Sword book is literally like, here is the story, here's an adventure for Conan, 5 issues, here it is, cool, whatever. It's still a great book.
Mm-hmm.
Conan by Jason Aaron is more told in a different way, where each issue is a story from Conan's life.
Yes.
Couched in a story that's going on right now with him.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. There's also Belit, which is a great story as well. I haven't read as much of it because I forgot to pick up a couple of issues, and now at this point I think 5 is coming out, or it has come out at this point, so I'm just going to have to go and grab the trade at this point.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so there's a lot of Conan going on. If you're looking to jump in, go for it.
Yeah. And any other recommendations?
The Boys?
Oh, yeah. Check out The Boys on Amazon Prime. Check the description below this video to actually watch the first 8 episodes and get yourself involved. Check out the show. If you don't like the book, you might like the show. If you love the show, if you love the book, you probably like the show.
You can check it out. I mean, like, if you have Amazon Prime, you have it.
Then you already own the show.
You got it.
So go check it out. But from there, I want to thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys next time with an all-new Off the Rack. Of course, stay here on this channel for all kinds of stuff. We produce a ton of different stuff over here, so like this video. It helps us out. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to actually know what the hell's going on and when these videos are coming out. We've got a whole new video. By the way, apologies to those of you who are fans of The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly. The episode came out. We had a technical issue which cut off the last 2 minutes of the episode. I'm really sorry to lose that. It was a lot of funny, really cool stuff.
Yeah, I remembered what it was.
Yeah, it really sucks that we lost all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all gone because I don't have enough room on my hard drive to keep these videos. So we don't really back up anything. We just make the videos. They come out, and then that's it. They're gone forever.
We're gonna work on a new system.
Yeah, be a nice system. But yeah, so check that out also. And of course, stay here for more. Back Issues comes out on Wednesday. Elseworlds Exchange on Wednesday as well. And all kinds of stuff. And a brand new show, which we are 2 episodes down. Probably 4 to 6 more or probably 3 to 5 more to go.
It's exciting stuff.
Really excited about it. It should be launching within the week, within this to next week. Depends on how soon we have the bumper ready to go. But yeah, thank you so much.
These are the jazz hands of excitement.
Yeah, it depends on when the logo's ready. So we'll see you guys next time here on.
You're so mean. You're such a mean person.
So we'll see you guys next time with an all new episode of Off the Rack. Thank you so much for watching. And by the way, if you like this video and you like but you only like audio, go to Elseworlds Exchange on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher.
If
SoundCloud.
If you don't want to look at any of this stuff,
if you just want audio
happening,
check out Podbean,
okay.
iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. Anyway, thanks a lot for hanging out. We'll see you guys then. So long.
Bye, guys.
Forgot about some super chats. Sorry about that. Robert Radisson says, "ComicPOP's my family. All of us whom are involved." Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Robert, it's very kind of you to say. Cam, the key to all this is the Starjammers. I guarantee they're going to be in.
They're going to jam some stars. You just wait and see.
I don't think that's how that works.
I think it is.
Cash Money in the Bank, thank you very much for your generosity.
Thank you.
1 for the road. Keep those lights on. We're trying, man.
Yay.
I mean, like, right now they're off only deliberately so that it looks a little prettier. But yeah. And Fancy Flights. So is Jane Foster going to be taking up all the hero mantles across the Marvel Universe? Because I think that'd be interesting and funny.
Jane, it's going to be like
Jane
that
Foster.
old. Remember that like early or to mid 2000 show, Dirty Jobs?
Yes.
It's going to be like that, but with Jane Foster. She just tries them out. She just tries out different,
I mean, like, you could
jobs.
have basically just like Jane Foster becomes the Marvel Universe, as opposed to like Punisher kills the Marvel Universe. It's Jane Foster becomes the Marvel Universe. But anyway, that's it. Now the show's over. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Sorry about that. I was so wrapped up with ending the show that I didn't get a chance to see chats, which is, of course, the thing I opened the show to talk about.
I know.
Anyway, thanks a lot. We'll see you guys then. So long.
Bye, guys.
For real.